there has been, a plethora of comments about, especially coming from the, conscious community, is Christianity a slave religion? Does it come from Europeans? Did they enslave us with it? And the truth is to that, yes and no. Religion is incubated in the culture. So depending on what type of culture the religion is incubated in, that is the philosophy that the people are going to go. Some may use that religion politically. Others will use that religion spiritually or as a moral compass. However, Christianity or Christ, let's first start off with that, was about being Christ-like. A lot of people assume that automatically means you have to be like Jesus Christ. No, Christianity is technically just being Christ-like. The man that they use as an example of the Bible was Yeshua ben Yosef, El Christos, or El Christ. Christ comes from the word charis, which is an ancient Kemet word, meaning ka meaning spirit, rest meaning to rise. So Christ means anointed one, spiritually arisen, or spiritually aware. This Christ concept came from ancient Egyptians or ancient Kemites that taught this to a group of Asiatic Africans that came to Egypt around 1700 BC. These people were later called the Hebrew or the Ibre. The Ibre set up a foundation in schools to teach this philosophy that they learned after some of them made their exodus from Egypt. They set up schools like the House of Wisdom and the Temple of Luxor, and to teach this. Greeks came to this school, and this is how they became philosophers, and they started writing this book. There was a man by the name of Dorotheus of Sidon. Dorotheus of Sidon, he wrote something that was called the Pentateuch. Another name for the Torah is called the Pentateuch. So this Greek philosopher, astrologer as well, took an African spiritual philosophy and concept and spread it amongst more people and wrote new books from it. The first Bible was called the Septuagint, and this Bible was translated from Hebrew philosophy and spiritual concepts. Later on, Constantine had, him and the Council of Nicaea was trying to figure out a way to battle against pagans and people who are now Christians, philosophers, to cause more, it was so much war, so to cause more peace amongst the community and to benefit him financially, came with the idea, let me fuse both of these concepts, but spread it politically and imperialistically. And that is how you got this modern Christianity. It's like I make a vegan meal. Somebody steals my recipe and my meal, add cheese to it, then somebody else steals it and then add meat and extra salt to it. I'm trying to teach people the original recipe of this meal, which is Christianity, charis. And the first Christ was Heru. There's a reason why Heru, or Horus, as some of y'all know him as, sounds a lot like Jesus. The Bible, a good 85% of the biblical stories comes from ancient Egyptian folklore. And the rest is Sumerian folklore. So the Bible itself was talking about a Hebrew. He was an Asiatic African, Jesus Christ, Yeshua ben Yosef. Christ was an Asiatic African going up against Greek and Romans, who were what? White imperialists. Jesus in the Bible himself said to his flock, to his people, get your guns. I mean, not your guns, your swords. Get your swords. We're getting ready to roll out and speak and talk to the people. Jesus technically was a revolutionary. So if you read the Bible and not skim through it just to look for inconsistencies and contradictions, you will realize that this story is based upon an African who was a revolutionary and went against white imperialism. Now they don't push that in the churches. No, they don't push. They didn't push that to the slaves. Of course not. That would lead to more Nat Turners, if you will. Another reason why that brings back to how Christianity is an African originated religion. The Igbo tribe. The Igbo tribe are Western Hebrews. These people migrated to, these were West African Hebrews, the Igbo tribe. And the Igbo tribe didn't go by scripts as much as they went by, they verbally told their stories that have correlation and relation to the same folklore of the Hebrews in Egypt. Now I say all this to get to the point is that Christianity, Christ, is not necessarily an African religion now, because the culture that we've been presented has been incubated by Europeans. However, if you take it back to its original spiritual concept, the elements of all religions has African origins. You can find this in the book Christianity Before Christ by Dr. John Johnson. You can also find this in The African Origins of Major Western Religions by Dr. Ben. You can also find some of the things I talked about in a book called When Egypt Ruled the East. These 3 books will give you many references to the things I talk about. This is Black Woe, the Drunken Philosopher, also the Scholastic Warrior, Beer Goggles.